I am just on here for the reason that I feel like I'd regret it if something happened to her and I didn't share this with you guys. This video is going to be about eating disorders, mental health, a lot of uneasy stuff to talk about. So if you're at all triggered by any of that, please click off. Please don't watch this. I would love to catch you in one of my more light-hearted videos. Hi loves, it's Cass. Welcome to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Today's video is really hard to make. I don't feel ready to make it at all. Like, my heart's actually racing just even thinking about doing this video. But it is for Eugenia Cooney, one of my favorite YouTubers who I've watched for so many years. And I feel like if I don't make this video soon, it's going to be too late, because I don't think she's got much time left. So on the ever so slightest chance that she sees this video, or that her fans or anyone else who's struggling sees this video and it can help them, then it'll be worth it. So she's been struggling for a long time. I first started watching her like 10 years ago or something. She's always been incredibly thin, and I've kind of always known something wasn't quite right. So when she went into eating disorder recovery, I was over the moon for her. I was so happy. By that point, I knew she had an eating disorder. I had one as well. I think I always kind of had problems. Like, I would dread getting weighed as a kid, and I just always felt bigger than I was. So I don't at all blame her or anything for that. Eating disorders are a form of control. It's very much aligned with like an anxiety and an OCD type thing. Like, you notice every little change to your body. If you have, a bigger dinner one night, you'll notice that you feel more bloated, and you just become hypersensitive to any changes in your body. And I had like some issues with food, but it didn't really spiral until I was probably about 21. It's like 4 years ago. It was only about then when it became unhealthy. And I was battling with this for a couple years. I'm still not 100%, but I am better than I've been in years. And when I did seek help for this, psychologists and that did tell me that it is a control thing, and I agreed with them. It definitely is. But I never really knew why I developed it. I just kind of thought, well, it's a control thing, and I left it at that. Whereas it's only the past probably 6 or 12 months where I actually really know why I developed an eating disorder in the first place. And I don't think many people actually know why. Like, yes, it's a control thing, but why does this person feel the need to be so thin? Like, it's tricky, because eating disorders are very selfish. They're a very selfish disorder. You lie to your friends and family, you cancel, dinner and lunch plans with your friends because you don't want the food. You just become socially withdrawn, and things that you used to enjoy doing, you don't anymore. And it becomes almost like competitive as well. Like, it's really hard to explain unless you've been there, but like, you'll be satisfied if your plate has less food on it than other people's plate, or if you get offered food and you don't take it but somebody else does. It's so hard to explain. It's more selfish, like, mentally. Like, it's more selfish on the inside. I don't know if that makes sense. An example is, sorry, this video is really hard to make. I don't know how to make this. Someone very close to me, when I was in the depth of it all, and I think I was supposed to have dinner or something, and I had just kind of freaked out and blurted out that I was fat, and you know, this happens pretty regularly, and someone very close to me said, well, if you think you're fat, you must think I'm huge. And I remember just being gutted that they felt that way, because no, it's not about that at all. Yes, eating disorders are selfish and like competitive in ways, but not comparative in the sense of how you see yourself and other people. It's more so feeling much bigger than you are. It's probably only about the past year that I actually realized why. I just kind of wanted to disappear. I didn't really, I don't know. I ended up developing like pretty bad anxiety and depression. And now that I'm in a better place, I can actually see why I developed anorexia. It was because I wanted to be as small as possible. Not in the way of seeing, you know, models and things on TV and wanting to be like them. It was more so because of the people around me. It's not fair to them and I don't want to hurt them. So, you know, like unaliving isn't an option. So if I have to live, if I have to be on this earth, then I will take up as little amount of room as possible. I'll become as small as possible so that I can go unseen, so that my existence, if I have to be here, is as insignificant as possible, so I have a smaller impact on the world. And I think that's why Eugenia is the way she is now. I think that she's severely depressed and that she just wants to be as small as she can. She wants to take up the smallest amount of room on this earth as possible. I never thought I would do a video like this. I'd thought about it. I thought about doing even like a tarot reading on her, but I've always decided against making a video on her because her, like, she doesn't like this. She doesn't like anyone commenting on the eating disorder, on concerns for her. She doesn't like it. And I've always thought, well, I don't want to do something she doesn't want me to do. But this has been playing on my mind the past couple of weeks, and it's gotten to a point where I check every day to make sure that she's still here. I check every day to make sure that nothing's happened to her. I don't know where to really go with this video. I don't think she's ever going to get better where she is at the moment, because the family is obviously enabling her behavior, and you can't grow in an environment that doesn't support you. And also the trolls on the internet. Like, if miraculously she did ever get better, the amount of people, there'll be trolls that call her fat, that comment on her body, and then there'll be like the people who comment saying that she looks so much healthier, and you can't say that to someone with an eating disorder. You can't say you look so much healthier, because in their minds that means they look fatter, they look bigger, and you've noticed. Rather than saying anything, like, just don't comment on their body ever. Even if you think it's a compliment, just no. Just maybe something like, you seem happier. Just things like that, just how they're feeling, their personality, never their physical appearance. Just leave it alone, don't touch it, just no. Another really good YouTuber that is also trying to speak up for Eugenia and help is Educating Shanny. I'll link her in the description. Her channel is very, very good. She focuses her whole channel on eating disorder recovery, so it's really good, and she is so genuine, and she's really trying to reach out to Eugenia at the moment, and I'm just rooting for her. I hope that she can get through to her. I'm trying to get through to her, but it's still so hard to talk about, as I want her to get better so badly. At this rate it won't happen, but just so badly. I just really, really want her to get better. I truly believe that Eugenia is severely, severely depressed, and her anorexia is purely just a slow form of suicide. She doesn't want to be here. There's still time to change, but at the moment I really don't think she wants to be here, and she's just making herself smaller and smaller and smaller to take up as little amount of room on this earth as possible until she's not here anymore. I've reached out to her on Instagram as well in her DMs, but my Instagram is my business one where I make journals, because I don't know, I was trying to get in contact with her because I wanted to make her a journal, because I thought that journaling could help her recover. Eugenia, if you do watch this video, please check out my Instagram, Life's Bookstore. I lurk in your DMs. I'd love to make you a journal. Everything you've seen in this video up until now, I made probably about a week and a half ago, and I just kind of had to stop. The video itself is like very choppy because of how many times I stopped, just went blank, and just had like a lot of like really awkward pauses where the video was difficult to make. So that's why that video is quite like choppy and that. And I never really finished it. I just kind of stopped for a bit, and then I didn't know how to continue. It's also difficult because this video doesn't have a purpose really. It doesn't really, there isn't, you know, a happy ending of like, this is how we can help Eugenia, like this is what we can do. There isn't any of that, and that's, I think, what the hardest thing about this video is, that there's no answer. I've been seeing that more people are posting these types of videos, also ones on like how Eugenia has affected them and how she may have contributed to the development of their eating disorders and things like that. I am just on here for the reason that I feel like I'd regret it if something happened to her and I didn't share this with you guys. As someone who has also struggled, I just felt like it was important to share with you guys kind of why, because like even when I was in the depth of it all, I didn't actually know why I felt the way I did. And now that I'm in a better place, I can see that it's because I just didn't want to take up any room. And I feel like that could be the reason she is like that as well. And I feel like if we understand that, it can help. I'm gonna put some details in the description box, like Shanny's channel and some hotlines and things like that. for anyone who needs help, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. You are beautiful, you are valid, you don't need to be a particular size to experience an eating disorder. If you're not recovering, you are dying. You deserve help. I'm still not 100%, so I definitely don't come from a place of like pure recovery where I can say I beat this, because it's still very hard, but I can finally see a light at the end of the tunnel. And I have chocolate with my coffee. So good, so good. I avoided that for so long. And sandwiches, I took sandwiches for granted. Sandwiches are great. Yeah. It's like the tiny little things, you know, like I can have a cone with my ice cream now. Doesn't sound like much, but like I want the cone. That's awkward. Yeah, I know nobody's gonna see this, like I highly doubt anybody will see this, but anyone who does, just please know that you are beautiful and you are valid. It shouldn't be this hard to talk about. It really shouldn't be. It sucks that it is. But maybe if people can try to normalize it a little bit more, normalize talking about this kind of stuff, talk about things that they're struggling with, maybe it won't have such like a taboo kind of vibe to it, and it won't feel so awkward to talk about, and we can all like strive for great mental health together. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far into the video, that's amazing. I don't really know what to say about this now, but thank you.